It's finally here. My Apollo Ghost was delivered yesterday. I ordered it on November 11th and it just came in on December 8th. Now, I don't blame Apollo because there's been huge flooding issues in Canada, so shipping's been delayed for a lot of items. As you can see, my box came in pretty tore up. A lot of bends in the cardboard. This top piece was completely wet yesterday when I got it, and you can see it looks like it's just been through hell, but let's see how it looks inside. Now, the tape was already coming off on all the edges. I just had to cut a little bit along the top and it just popped right off. So I'm glad it didn't fall apart during shipment because it was pretty darn close. The tape was just barely hanging on. You can see how the tape is all ruffled on the edges. It's because it was all tore up all along the sides and the top. But anyways, I got it in one piece, so that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the box. It looks like everything's in good order. The styrofoam held up. There's no broken pieces that I can see right now. Now let's see what's inside the box. My scooter's been inspected prior to shipping. This is a nice touch. I like to know that my stuff's been taken care of and looked at before it was boxed up. And now there's an instruction manual, the Apollo Ghost instruction manual. That's cool. Here is the charging cable. And I'm assuming there's a big charging brick somewhere. Oh, this is a nice touch. There's a set of Allen wrenches in here. Yep, they look like Allen wrenches. And here's a bunch of screw knobs. I'll find out what these are for later as I'm unboxing it. So I'll put those down here. You can see it's been bumped around quite a bit in shipping, but hey, I'm gonna abuse the scooter a lot more than UPS did, I'm sure. So it's all good. As long as it came in one piece, I'm good. See what's in this little box here. There's okay, here's the rest of the charging brick. Made in China, it's a 1.7 amp charger output. Input is 3 amps max. So it's not like a super fast charger, it's only 1.7 amps it looks like. I'll probably end up charging the scooter overnight each time I ride it, so it doesn't really matter to me how fast it charges. Here it is. Maybe I'll just go ahead and try clamping it real quick. It's not on tight, but I just have it on. There's a big piece of styrofoam. This piece was covering the board, so I guess that's an extra touch to make sure the board doesn't get scratched or damaged by the handlebar of the pole. Now I do notice there was quite a bit of rubbing on the bar, but it looks okay. It doesn't seem to be any scratches or anything. Here's another piece of styrofoam. I personally think they're packaged pretty well. Now let me just yank the whole scooter out of the box. Move the rest of the box out of the way. There appears to be a quick release and a nut that was just sitting on the bottom of the box. So I'll get that connected too. I might actually look at the manual for this to make sure I don't miss any pieces. Let's go ahead and get the box out of the way. So here it is, immediately after taking it out of the box. With the kickstand, it leans over a little more than I expected. Is that normal for a scooter? I feel like it leans quite a bit on the kickstand, but whatever. Loose inside the box was this quick release and this nut. And there's also this piece, I'm assuming, which is supposed to go on the other end of the quick release. And we have these pieces here. And of course, what I showed you, the Allen wrench tool that it came with. So maybe I took this tape off. I know the handlebar comes apart, so I think it's this piece. So when I'm actually folding down the scooter, I would undo this and pull the handles apart. put the stem on right here. So this is just like a bicycle stem. I'm just gonna pop off the face real quick. I'm using my Apollo supply tool here. Pretty cool. I think as I ride and get a couple rides in, I'll get a better idea for how I want it placed, and I'll probably end up adjusting it a couple times like I do on my bikes. I'm probably gonna redo these zip ties because I just don't like how they're sharp edges and it's not really cut real smooth. So I'm probably gonna do it over again. I don't like how that looks too much. But right now I'm just happy that I have the scooter, even if the zip ties are sloppy. I usually tighten my stem bolts like pretty loose all at first, and then I do it kind of like lug nuts in a car. I go, side to side diagonally and all that, just to make sure it's evenly tightened everywhere. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and connect the bars. So there's a middle piece. If you have it screwed off, then when you fold the scooter up, you can actually fold the bars out all the way, which I think is awesome. I wish my Apollo Air had that because it would make it that much more portable. This one uses a one size larger Allen key, so what's this? I think I like it in this position, about this far down, so I'm gonna tighten it right there. I actually prefer the cable brakes because I don't have to worry about hydraulic fluid. And typically with electric scooters, you want the brake regen to do most of the braking work. You don't need some super high powered hydraulic brakes. You want your brake regen to do most of your stopping anyways, right? So I think it's totally fine. Oh man, these zip ties down here, dude, these things are so gnarly. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna redo all the zip ties down here eventually. So it looks like, if you can see down here, the clamp is supposed to have 2 clamps on it. And I mentioned earlier in the video that this clamp was sitting on the bottom of the scooter. So it either fell out during shipment or it wasn't attached, which is cool, no problem. Undo the clamp for now. And I don't know if it matters if they're both going the same direction, but I think I'm gonna go with one, them being staggered. I'm gonna go one direction with one and another direction with the other. So there's this metal piece. Obviously the rounded part goes towards the quick release right here. So it sits nicely and it's not pushing up against the product or the sleeve. And I'm gonna go ahead and slide it through. Okay, there it goes. It does have some scuffs. It looks pretty well built overall. I wanna say there's a lot of scuffs like right here. I don't know what that scuffing is about because this is a brand new scooter. But I'm assuming as the sleeve goes up and down when I fold and unfold the scooter, I'm gonna get more scuffs myself, so maybe that's not an issue. I forgot these things were in a box, but I'm assuming they're covers for these guys? Oh, it does fit. I guess it's supposed to just cover up the bolts. It's a nice finish, I suppose. I'm not sure what this little barrel adjuster is for. I have no idea what it's for, but maybe I'll try to find out later. See, this guy doesn't want to fit over this one. There it goes. I feel like these are gonna eventually fall off with vibrations and stuff. Maybe it won't come off on its own because it's pretty tight. It doesn't want to go on. It's made up its mind. Man, that was like really tight. Okay, so should I go through the scooter and check all the bolts and stuff? I don't know if I really need to because they said they did it already at the factory, right? Or prior to shipping. Okay, these are tight. This one's tight. So tight. I don't think Apollo would screw up on something like this though. Everything feels pretty tight. So I guess my only complaint is the scuffing on the bar here and the zip ties that are kind of sloppily put together. But I mean, those are just minor cosmetic complaints. So I tried rolling the scooter back and forth and noticed that the rear rotor was rubbing on the brake pad a little bit. So just like a mechanical disc brake on a bike, I loosened the barrel adjuster a tiny bit. Go ahead and tighten it up. And then let's see if it continues to rub. No rub, nice and smooth. So I think we're set. All right, here we go. I got the keys. I'm gonna go ahead and put the key in it. Turn it. 54.0. Does that mean I can turn it on? There we go. So as you can see, it says gear 1, start 0, kilometers per hour, odometer. There's a battery indicator. Down here, of course, there's the eco and turbo buttons. It looks like nothing changes on the display. Gear 1, gear 3, gear 1, 2, and 3. And I think that's about center right there. Now I'm starting to think the stem isn't centered. So I might have to straighten out the stem too, because it looks like the stem is just slightly off to me. I realize this is a threadless headset, just like I have on my mountain bikes, and I don't want to mess with that right now. So far everything looks good. The brakes feel right. Okay, so now that I have the scooter ready to ride, I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you a little bit close up. Go and fold that down. Let's take a look at it. Everything looks pretty clean. I did jump on the board a little bit just to feel out the suspension. It's a pretty soft ride. But this is my first real fast scooter, or real go fast scooter. So I have nothing to really compare it to, but I'm thinking anything in the 30-mile-an-hour range is gonna feel super fast and I'll be happy with it. Let me go ahead and try the brakes and make sure the brake lights work. And here we go, the brake lights do indeed work. I know on my Apollo Air, if I hit the power button twice, it turns on the lights. No. There we go. So I held the mode button down and you can see now this headlight icon is lit up on the screen. And my lights are on. So I got LED headlights on the bottom of the board, and I got an LED strip running along the bottom of the board. And I also have a red light in the back. See that? Pretty nice. Now when I pull the brakes, does it change? It flashes when I pull the brakes. Got it. But yeah, overall, the scooter looks pretty nice. I'm just gonna have to clean up the cabling a little bit to the extent that I like it. But for most people, I don't think they would care. I honestly think most people wouldn't even care about the zip ties that I'm complaining about. And I'll show you what I mean. Like this guy right here. You see how it's like really cut unevenly? I like to cut them flush, like real flush and clean. Like this guy right here. It looks like it got roughed up a little bit. But really, I'm being super anal about it. The scooter overall looks really great. Tires look good. Let me make sure the air is good. Yeah, that feels nice and stiff. That's probably right around 50 PSI, I'm guessing. Yeah, they look like some really cheap disc brakes, but I don't really care because I hope the regen brake does most of the work. And again, here's the other disc brake. Here's the wheel. Let me feel out the tire on this one. It feels just like the back. Probably sitting on right around 50 PSI, my guess. It has been raining outside, so I don't want to take it out quite yet, but I think when it dries up a little bit, I'm definitely gonna go for a ride and see how it performs. Here's the buttons, Eco Turbo, single dual. Here's the headlight, the gear selection, my speed, my trip odometer, and my battery. Since I'm not riding it today, I'm gonna go ahead and fold up the scooter. So first I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the handlebar. I really like this, this is cool. I really like this a lot. All right. I can fold down the handlebars like so, right? And then next I'm gonna undo my clamps, holding down the bars. So I got one side, let me get the other side. Next I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this clamp. And as soon as you loosen it, the bar starts to come down. And the bar goes down. And you see that little clip? That's where this guy goes. Just like that. You see how I clipped it on? And now back to the front. I'm gonna go ahead and close down the clamp so it's not hanging out and looking funny. Actually, it doesn't want to close. And that's it. I went ahead and closed the clamp, bent the handlebar down, clipped it on, and I'm ready to move. Now the scooter does weigh 60 pounds, so it's not a lightweight, but it's definitely light enough that I can move around and maneuver, so it's great. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. If you want any more information or have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. Just let me know. Thank you. Bye.